Hello, everybody, and welcome back to PGL Tavern Tales Spring Season. My name is Nimsh, and I'm here with Raven, as usual, and with Tesson. Welcome back to the casting couch.
Thanks a lot. It's amazing to be here.
And we haven't casted before, but you've been on this couch 2 times before. So, are you becoming a caster now?
Probably. I really enjoy to be here and casting with you.
Yeah, I've casted with you both times. Yeah.
Really good.
It's a lot of fun.
Looking forward to cast with you again.
All right,
it will
great.
be amazing.
And Raven, what are we up to?
Yeah, so we've got the second semi-final now. So the winner of this will go into the finals and play for the big bucks and all the HCT points and the championship in general. So really important match now, and I think we have 2 quite aggressive players on our hands, which will be interesting. We might see some quick matches, but I'm just happy to actually cast a Hunter game potentially
because you've missed the previous Hunter game.
Yeah, I was devastated. Like we had no Hunters on Friday. I don't think we had any on Saturday, as far as I'm aware. Or at least there wasn't any on stream. And then typically on my break, the Hunter game starts. I'm like, no. But I got to watch it.
Just are you excited for the Hunter, or is there anything else in that matchup that you want to really see?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Hunter. And we know there's a Kazan and a Flare. Yeah. And he's playing like 3 or 4 probably different traps. So I'm looking really forward to see the Hunter.
It's also both Shaman players actually playing against each other. So who is the faster one, right?
Yeah, fastest Doomhammer 10-5 wins game.
And there is a lot at stake because those guys are guaranteed $2,500 already for themselves and 5 HCT points. But if they win, they will guarantee 4,000 for the final for the second place and at least 10 points for the second place as well. And obviously they will have a chance to fight for the grand prize of 8,000 and 15 points. That's a lot of money and points, right?
For sure. It's really a big prize, and I believe they both will do anything to win this.
So like play Hunter. I love it.
For example.
Play Hunter and Shaman.
Yeah. Now, I mean, to be honest, we've seen how powerful Shaman's been, at least for the matches on stream. Like, the deck's good. It's been performing really well. And, I think we saw 3-0 or 2 3-0s yesterday with Shaman as well.
So, actually, xTracKyStyLe has a really good record coming into this top 4 because he won his top 16 match 3-0. And then he won 3-0 again. The first one he won with the Shaman deck, but the second one with the Hunter. So right now in this top 16, he's undefeated.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe DzianyDruid is doing really good. Like, he was the only one I lost to in the sprint, and that was actually, I won the first round, and then he 3-0'd with the Face Shaman. So I believe he knows how to play it. And he's playing a special version with Flame Tongue, and so let's see what he brings.
Absolutely. And what I also like is that they are bringing some national pride to the table because both xTracKyStyLe and DzianyDruid are being supported by their countries. So I know a lot of Romanian fans are rooting for xTracKyStyLe, and then a lot of Polish people are actually watching as well and rooting for DzianyDruid. And they fight not only for themselves, but for their own countries at the very moment, especially xTracKyStyLe, where he's on his home ground.
Yeah, it's got to feel good to like win quite a major tournament, in your own area. It's definitely nice and just good. I mean, just good for all these players now. Everyone who's left in the tournament is definitely fighting for that big break. And already, I think even top 4 is a good position to be in. So these guys can gain a lot from potentially winning this tournament.
Exactly. And we hyped it up enough. We actually have Diana waiting with the players. So let's ask them some questions directly. Diana, take it away.
Thank you so much, guys. I am here with our 2 semifinalists. It's xTracKyStyLe and DzianyDruid. Now, first, xTracKyStyLe, you are only 19 years old, but you have taken this tournament by storm. And a big part of it is your deck choices. Tell me, how did you come up with the strategy to counter secrets?
Am construit deck-ul împreună cu partenerii mei de echipă. Arul Shaman este un deck foarte bun împotriva patronului, împotriva zoo și de ce nu împotriva Secret Paladinului.
So I built my decks with my teammates. I think that I chose the best decks to counter. Can you say it again, please?
Patron Warrior, Zoo, Secret Paladin.
I chose the best decks to counter Patron and Zoo. Also, you're playing Hunter. How did you decide to bring Hunter? That's not a deck that we see very often in tournaments.
Am ales Hunter deoarece am văzut ce joacă adversarul meu în trecut. A jucat Frisme și am hotărât să bag în pachet Kazan și Flare.
So he said that he chose Hunter because it was based on what Arnij was playing, and he thought it was a good counter for his Freeze Mage. Okay, DzianyDruid. First of all, when xTracKyStyLe was at the interview after his match against Arnie. She said that he expected that this is going to be a pretty balanced game. Now tell me, how exactly did you prepare your decks for this tournament, and how do you think they will compare to his, given that they're pretty unpredictable?
I tried like 4 decks with I'm most comfortable with, and just took 3 which had the best win rate in like a lot of games against my teammates.
And one final question. What is the origin of your name? Because Lofar told me that Dziani actually means wealthy in Polish.
It's just a random name because I didn't expect I will play Hearthstone a lot. So it's nothing special. It's just a random nickname.
So Druid is just random. Could it have been Dziani Warlock or Dziani Hunter?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's hope that luck is on your side, but also on xTracKyStyLe side. And now I'm ready to hand it over to the casters.
Thank you so much, Diana. And oh man, I'm just so it was so funny because as DzianyDruid, like you are this guy that just wants to play the game. You create your Battle.net nickname, and then suddenly your career explodes, and you're here playing for really serious money. So this is a word of caution to everybody starting playing Hearthstone or other games. Think about your nicknames, guys. You might be there at some point at the top of the big tournament, and be like, yep, maybe that's not the best brand.
Yeah, and the problem is as well, like once you've made that sort of good performance and your name's out there, it's actually more detrimental to try and change it. So you really do have to just stick with it and carry on. So yeah, pretty funny.
Yeah. So what does Tessen mean?
Oh,
that was happening. That was happening.
Whoops.
That's a long story.
We have time. Go.
Yeah. Okay.
Give us the LDR.
I watched the series, then I was younger, and that was just like my hero. And then I thought, okay, I want to bring that name as well. And then I remember I was 7 years old and picked it in World of Warcraft or something. And yeah, now today it's on my T-shirt. So
perfect. All right, guys, we have some predictions here. So Twitch thinks Janet is going to take it 58-42. We obviously asked Twitter as well. Raven, what do you think about that one?
Yeah, so Twitter's going with them as well. And I don't know, like personally for me, I'm just going with xTracKyStyLe. He's playing Hunter, right? So I'm definitely behind him. I think he should take this matchup. But yeah, I'm just going with the Hunter play. Ghost of Gamers disagrees, though, quite massively with an 80-20% split.
Destin, do you agree?
Nah, I must say DzianyDruid. I believe in him, and like he was the only one who won against me in the split, so if he wins, it's all right for me.
Yeah,
like,
that's what you want to say,
yeah.
isn't it? Well, I got knocked out by the guy who won.
Yeah,
right?
he's for sure like the best player here. Like, yeah, he got what it takes.
Absolutely. Well, I will root for Jan, not only because he's from Poland, but I've played versus him competitively in at Seed Story Cup. We actually faced each other, and I know he can play both the control and aggressive decks, and he did show a lot of skill playing all of the decks. So the only thing that he really needs to control are his nerves, because he was really stressed in the very beginning. But just talking to him right now, I think he's getting better and better. Basically, most of the players, xTracKyStyLe included, they really grow and become someone else throughout all those matches. Because in the first matches you play on that are featured, you are nervous, you are there for the first time. It's outside of your comfort zone. But if you keep winning, you get better and better just sitting there and facing your opponents. So you feel like, hey, this is my comfort zone actually. This is better than sitting at home because I'm here in the spotlight fighting for those prizes.
Yeah, for sure. Like they are both long in this tournament. Like they are getting close to the final, and they both got what it takes to come to the final. So let's see who it will be. And I believe the nerves are, of course, it's high, but it was for sure worse than the first game.
Absolutely.
I spoke with both of the players about it, and I think they feel fine. And now they just want to prove they are worthy for the final.
Yeah, like even in the interview, I didn't feel like they are super stressed. They're just answering the questions in calm voices. They're like, yeah, I'm ready for it. I just want to play Hearthstone already.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of the players, especially ones that maybe aren't as used to this sort of scenario, is that they just want to be like, right, this is my game. I want to just get on with it, win it, and then go into the finals. But, the 3-day event helps as well. They've had 3 days to sort of process what it's like to be in front of the camera and on stream. And yeah, I think both these guys have done really well, obviously. And yeah, I can see the first game, which is xTracKyStyle's Shaman versus, what was the deck on that?
It's Patron.
Oh, Patron, okay.
Yeah, so it seems like Jana actually got the matchup he wanted, right? Like, looking at matchups, Thesson, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I spoke with DzianyDruid about the game before, and he thought like, okay, I can do two things. I can consider how I'm going to do this, or I can just free zero him with Patron. Because Patron got what it takes against that lineup. and for sure against the face Shaman deck. So let's see. I believe he's for sure in favor here.
Yeah, that's a good strategy overall, and he got the fireworks in the beginning. That's really important. Raven, what do you think are the chances of xTracKyStyLe in this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, it's always difficult to try and count out Shaman, especially this early. He doesn't have, like, the craziest opening hand in the world, but even the early destruction isn't too terrible. It's something you don't see too commonly in every aggro Shaman deck, but it's going to be good if those patrons do come out to just instantly answer the board and just forget about them. The only thing here is for DzianyDruid is that he can now go into Armorsmith and Dread Corsair if he wants to, which is a pretty good turn if he wants to slow the game down even more.
So do you attack into Leper Gnome after, or do you kill the 1/3?
I think you can attack into the Leper Gnome because even if the 1/3 gets buffed, then it's still going to die to the Corsair if it trades. So I think that's okay. And also the 1/3 doesn't do too much against the Armorsmith, even if the Corsair is removed from like a Lightning Bolt or something. So yeah, I think you can just take the Leper Gnome off the board. Looks like he's going to go for the Acolyte of Pain though. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's actually going for the slow play here, but he has a fine turn 4. Like, he can use almost all his cards, so let's see what it brings.
So Tessin, what do you think about the Shaman's hand at the moment?
Yeah, the element destruction is looking pretty sad, but let's see. He's going for the Lightning Bomb. He really wants to finish this game too fast. I'm not sure if that's viable for him. I believe this game is for sure looking good for DzianyDruid.
Yeah, I think the scary thing though, whenever you're playing against this deck that's so aggressive, is that their top decks are actually very dangerous. Like, it may be a bit later, but when they start just top decking into like Lava Burst and Crackles, it's like, oh yeah, exactly, and it's just like every top deck's potential just burst damage because it's what the whole deck's built around. So there's definitely I think he's in an okay position. Obviously his card draw's not there, and only having Rockbiter isn't fantastic, but his board's definitely there, and there's no real good way to clear this board for the Warrior at the moment.
What you can do is actually Whirlwind first to deal with the Leper Gnome, because you don't want to get your Pirate to 3-2. Then play the Pirate, play Armorsmith, and attack with the weapon to the 2-3. What this gives you, it gives you protection. Well, you basically clear the board more or less, because the Wolf and the 1-3, if it attacks into your 3-3, it will be enough to kill it, but you're getting armor back from Armorsmith. So I think that would be pretty powerful. And you want to deal with Leper Gnome, even though it feels like throwing away Whirlwind. But if you keep Leper Gnome on board, you are going to take more damage overall, I think.
Yeah, I think the only thing is with using the Whirlwind, in that order at least, is that you have Armorsmiths in hand. So Whirlwind always feels good when you can do like Whirlwind with double Armorsmith. That's going to stack up for a lot of damage. So I think he's got like halfway in between the potential plays there, and drop one Armorsmith behind the taunt, gain the extra armor that might gain by charging into taunt first. And then, going from there.
Yeah, for sure. Like, he has the double Armorsmith, he can do it. I'm not sure about if he just changed 1 health from his Armorsmith to his hero by using Armorsmith and then Whirlwind. I believe the reason he's doing it is because he has the Battle Rage on the hand, and he's lagging on card draw right now.
Absolutely, that's a good point. Yeah, but I was also thinking, I guess, it's mostly because he wants to have this one life, but overall it worked really well for him. What do you guys think about Shapeshift? This is one of the first games that we haven't seen steady shot for xTracKyStyLe.
Yeah, I mean, Shapeshift's probably like the number 2 hero power for aggro Shaman. Mainly because with Doomhammer, it's actually ridiculous. You equip Doomhammer, then suddenly hit him for 3 every turn. Because the hero power is actually often worth, like the 2 mana usage is often worth it as opposed to, like just do it, hit him for 1.
For sure, the hero power is pretty good. So, yeah, just clearing the board, ting it as slow as possible with the double Armorsmith on.
Yeah, the thing is here, the Feral Spirit doesn't actually kill any of the Armorsmiths either, so, you're looking like you'd be feeling fairly good about, gaining all the additional armor from having double Armorsmith down.
Absolutely, but you do have to attack into Armorsmiths, because if you just go for face, those Armorsmiths will quickly replenish the health, but still, this is a lot of life for DzianyDruid, so for now it seems like he needs something right now, but the couple of those first turns were really good for him, because he's still at 26, that's super healthy, he has Armorsmith, has minions on board.
Oh, and a Frothing.
He can draw cards.
But should he use the Frothing first, or is he going for the Death Bite?
I think Battle Rage first, just to see what you can draw. Execute. You can actually execute at 2-3. This might sound weird, but...
And it does sound weird, Nimsh. I'm gonna...
But this deck, like, honestly, are there bigger targets?
No, I actually thought it would be the best play to go for the execute here, because what is it, like, that won't come a Dr. Boom or anything. I don't believe Czech is playing it, but we don't know, like, he's playing Kisan, Flare in the Honda, so that can come everything from him.
Yeah, I think the idea of not executing here was driven by the Frothing Berserker and the 2 minions on board, like, almost having to both trade into it. So if you trade them both in, then 1, you're gaining armor, and 2, like, it leaves a 2-1 on board, you know, like, without spells, right? So, you know, we're sort of discounting the fact that there's spells in hand, but it seems like a really good trade and one that the warrior can deal with in the following turns. And, you know, if he's using spells to clear Frothing, then he's not doing them to your face, right?
Did he, like, mess up the sequencing?
Yeah, he did it in the wrong order. He should kill the Armor Smith first. Like, attacking the Frothing one time was fine, but then...
No, I think, didn't he want to guard the Feral Spirit? Because then the Feral Spirit would die.
Yeah, but like, he attacked Frothing one time, and then he used the he shooted the Frothing down.
Oh, right, he did the Lava Shock for... Right,
Yeah.
okay, sorry, yeah. I thought you meant the attack sequencing, not the spell. Okay. I'll take it all back, I'm wrong.
And by the way, Dr. Boom is a possibility right now after Chucky played it, and I think DzianyDruid is actually the one who is playing Dr. Boom in his list. I don't recall xTracKyStyLe playing one, though.
Yeah, the early destruction's kind of okay here, because the second you start lava bursting, stuff like Dr. Boom, when you're not that far ahead anyways, is a little bit rough. And that early destruction, what did it hit for, 3?
Yeah, and Dr. Boom survived. Like,
yeah, that's rough.
So, yeah.
And now Johnny can just start bashing face, be like, okay, I have a Grommash.
Oh, yeah. I would... Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, you have to do something with it or you're dead.
And also, there's no need to actually double in a rage.
Actually,
like,
if there's no top deck, it's over. It's just
GG.
it.
Wow.
It's just it on the back of the Grom. Oh, man. DzianyDruid takes the first game pretty fast.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. That's exactly how he wanted, maybe not exactly how he wanted the matchup to go, because that sounds really weird, because he just went Grom on an empty board and won. But that was really good for him, getting that win, because we've seen how scary the Shaman deck can be and how much it can just run away with games.
Yeah, for sure. It was really important. And yeah, like we talked about before, Patron got a chance to 3-0 him, and it's really good against the Hunter deck as well, since there's no secrets or anything. So, yeah, I believe it was a really important win.
That's also the first game that xTracKyStyLe dropped in this top 16.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? Going
That's
double
true.
3-0 is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was, but he did his best as well. Like, he played really well overall. But this is a bad matchup, I believe, for the Shaman. And DzianyDruid got what he wanted. That Fireworks at the beginning, a nice spell.
And the Dread Corsair, double Armor Smith, and a Whirlwind. You know, like they're all the tools you want early on just to survive.
It's like a dream.
Yeah. Whereas Ellie Destruction from turn 1 is probably a nightmare for the Shaman player there. So, you know, really, really big game there for DzianyDruid. And what do you think xTracKyStyle's going to lock in next, the Paladin or the Hunter?
Yeah, it's a really tough one, because do you want to bring the Hunter? You know that DzianyDruid isn't playing any classes who's using secrets. So he need to figure out, how am I going to do this? I know Kisan will be useless. I know that Flare will be useless. So he should for sure consider that then he's picking.
On the other hand, he does have... it's kind of like mid-range in a way, because he has Houndmaster, he has Savannah Hymen as well. So he has a lot of those mid-range creatures that can overpower Patron. And if you think about Paladin, like Paladin I think has a disadvantage overall, but you can win if you get the perfect curve. So it's a tough one. I think Patron actually has a better matchup versus Paladin than it has versus Hunter.
Yeah, I think I would probably, from what I saw of the Hunter list, like I would probably lean towards the Hunter because it has things like Houndmaster, and it was running a Bear Trap, if I remember. So like Bear Trap can be really good as well, because a lot of the time there's no easy way to proc the trap and kill the bear at the same time without maybe like a minion and a weapon available or something like that. So and then the second like that's procced incorrectly, and then you follow it with a Houndmaster, you know, suddenly the board starts to get very scary.
Yeah, and we need to consider what is best against the Druid. That's the last deck.
Yeah.
So
also, do we even know the Paladin list?
No, we are not sure.
Yeah, well, if he's not used it yet to 3-0, then no idea. But I imagine it's secrets. All the cards so far aim, you know, like lead us towards Secret Paladin, even though we've not seen secrets yet. But you know, certain cards not really notable in mid-range Paladin. I'd be amazed if we saw a mid-range Paladin.
So Tessin, what are you looking for if you're Patron here?
Yeah, the Armor Smith for sure is a really good thing. He got a Frothing. I believe his hand overall is pretty good. The only card he would like to change out is probably Inner Rage. Okay, now he got the Patron, so...
What were you saying?
if he draw Death by now, it's he got everything he wants. Like, It's for sure the best. He got a turn 2, turn 3. If he can equip Deathbite, make Predator turn 5, I believe it's probably over. But let's see. That can come a lot of stuff. Probably Trey can be playing Repentance, and there is countercards for the patron for sure.
Yeah, like a random Repentance can definitely snipe your patron, and sometimes you just have to go for a patron anyway, because you hope, like, if I play this patron, I just win right now, at this very moment. Raven, how can Paladin still turn it around, looking at that patron hand?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough. I mean, he can deal with the frothing next turn if he decides to coin it out. I don't know if he will or not. It's probably not worth, but he has the Coghammer, so he can actually just clear off this Armorsmith if he wants. He really just has to build up the board and hope that the Deathbite doesn't get drawn.
Oh, man.
It's really rough, and this is...
xTracKyStyLe.
Yeah, this is actually just xTracKyStyLe, yeah.
Oh, I like this. Placing of Might, and we didn't saw any secrets. It can probably just be an aggro.
Yeah, it could be. It could be aggro list. Yeah, 100%.
So can you guys tell me exactly what's in the aggro list, or more our viewers, because I know the cards.
Yes.
Who's gonna take it? Raven.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Raven,
sure.
you were playing this deck a lot.
So the list I used recently was actually Game King's list, and it just runs. It looks very similar, and this is why we were confused up until this Blessing of Might, where the deck actually looks very similar to Secret Paladin, and that's one of its strengths, because there's no reason this isn't Secret Paladin if you're the warrior here. Like, nothing's different. But instead of obviously all the secrets and Challenger, it runs things like Abusive, obviously the buffs, the Blessing of Might. It definitely runs 2 Kings, and potentially even South Sea Deckhands as well.
Yeah, I believe it.
Because you run the weapons. So, it just runs a lot more burst, but because it looks so similar to Secret Paladin, you can play till like turn 5 or 6 before your opponent even realizes.
It's a tough one, yeah. I believe there's a lot of cards like that, like double Uldaman and...
Divine Favor.
Exactly.
Yeah, double Divine Favor probably, I believe.
Absolutely. And Leroy possibly as well. Leperno.
Oh, Lebanon. It's a really offensive version.
Yep.
Oh, well, Leperno will give out a lot of information here if it's being played with Master for Battle. So Master for Battle is probably being played, to snipe it with the juggles, and then you can squeeze in the Leperno as well.
All in on this Leperno juggle.
Oh.
Whoops.
I mean, yeah, sure he didn't kill it because he could hover over it with the Knife Juggler. Oh, and he still missed. Yeah, you don't have to go in though, right?
No.
Because the Frothing Berserker isn't high enough damage to be like, well, if he weapons down the Juggler, I'm going to take 1 million to face. And you have so many tokens that it's unlikely that it's going to get cleared off because he can't Whirlwind, right? Because if he Whirlwinds, the Frothing Berserker dies, so... I think it was okay to leave it up and just push for more damage. I like that.
Yeah, and I believe Trey really doesn't care about his health in this matchup. He knows that I'm going to kill him soon. Or if you get ball control, I lose no matter what. It doesn't matter if I have 10 health or full.
Yeah, and in a way you beat a lot of patron decks is like a high aggro deck, is you just go so fast that they can't stack up the answers quick enough. You don't let them have an easy turn 5 patron because you pressure so hard and then continue to do so even after the patron turn.
What do you think about the Whirlwind this turn? Like, I do understand that you need Whirlwind for the patrons, but on the other hand, you are facing an aggro Paladin. You know about it right now, and with Whirlwind, you would draw 2 cards overall that you basically cycle Whirlwind, and you do not take extra 5 damage.
Yeah, Okay, so I'm kind of surprised. So the Whirlwind was held off for because he has coin, right? So you can do a patron turn next turn without the Deathbite because he can coin in a Rage Whirlwind. But I was kind of surprised we didn't see the Blessed and Might there.
Yeah,
because he has the mana, and you're not going to do like... There's no way the Warrior can sort of play around Burst to finish the game. You just do the damage, right?
Yeah.
You had the mana. You could have put it on the 3/3. And just attacked and buffed it there, or even I understand not putting it on 1/1s because Whirlwind just blows it out, but it's definitely interesting the way.
Well, he wanted to kill Acolyte of Pain as well, right? So that's why he attacked with the 3/3.
Yeah, I just don't know if you can afford to ignore it at this point. The Warrior's pretty low. You could have gained an additional 5 damage, put him to 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one for sure. I believe he wants to combo it with Loatheb to make so there can't be an execute or anything.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah, it might actually be a bit more damage through that, for sure. But now there is...
It was just there was definitely a chance that, like, weapon, execute, coin, Whirlwind could come out, and then you've got nothing to play Blessed and Bite on. So I would rather just cash in the damage while you can. Because at the moment with his hand, like, Loatheb's fantastic to lock out some awkward turns for the Warrior, but he gets the Whirlwind. Is he going to leave? Oh, okay, so he's going to leave it up. So now he does get the Blessed and Might value, but there was definitely a chance he could miss that out.
Yeah, so it seems like Gianni was, again, a bit late with his Whirlwind. He decided not to do it, just to do it next turn, and he did take that damage.
Yeah, and this is going to be rough. Although, even with the Blessed Might pushing, which I still don't mind because you just want to get the damage done, the weapon actually does clear up Lothar. But if he does 5 now, he puts him to what? So that puts him to 7. And then he takes another 5 from the Lothar. He's put him to 4, he'll armor up back up to 6. And there is the weapon poking him for 1 every turn. So
we're just going to see Patrons.
and this deck will run Leroy, by the way. The Paladin, more than likely.
Yeah, I
So
believe so.
there's the burst is potential just a top deck.
Yeah. Well, he will play the Courser this turn if he goes for the Patrons. And is there any reason not to go for Patrons? Just go down to 4. But there's only a 1 attack weapon. Leroy is a possibility, but then like you play Courser this turn. But you first I guess you play Patron into Courser, attack Lothab, and then pass. And then just follow up with the Belcher next turn and try to get more Patrons.
Yeah.
Pray for Armorsmith.
Yeah, I think it's the only way you're going to win. If you went like Corsair attack Belcher, it just feels too slow. You've got so much health to grind through for the Paladin. And if the Paladin is going to pull out like 1 card to get through a taunt, like is the other one going to stop too much in 1 turn?
Yeah.
From straight from hand. I mean, this deck can do it with like double Blessed and Might Leroy, but
Or
I
even-
think the 1 taunt's enough, right?
Argent Horse Rider is a card being played. So like how many charge cards are there? Arcane
Salty
Golems?
deckhand potentially.
Deckhand, yeah.
Arcane Golem can go in, but people can cut it for like just have Leroy as like the big
Yeah.
charge minion.
Raffle your hand a bit. Not this turn, apparently. Oh, that can create a couple of Patrons.
Yeah, I think he just wants to create a board big enough. I mean, look, the Warrior's on 4, right? So he just wants to create a board big enough that like he can hopefully use that Blessing of Might. Because already, like the Blessing of Might's been in his hand so long, and he could have used it multiple times by now.
Oh man,
For sure.
Armorsmith would be huge. Would you not draw first, or is he just going for Sludge Belcher into armor up? Is there no room for drawing cards here?
Yeah, I would like to draw cards as
Yeah.
well. Probably trading first now to have 1 more card draw, but after that,
Okay.
I believe he really needs to use it.
Yeah, because you're always going to trade, right? So
Why not
sequence
trade
it,
another card?
you would always. I mean, you could lose 1 armor, but you gain 1 card, which I think the card is much higher value than 1 single armor.
But
from
does
an
does not play around Divine Favor? No.
Oh, that's true. That's probably one of the reasons why he went for Master of Bell,
Yeah.
to get a better Divine Favor.
And also Owl is in this deck, believe it or not, as it is in most aggro decks.
Yeah.
So like even an Owl can make a pretty big impact now if the Owl comes down onto the Ghoul, and then obviously just run a 1/1 into the 3/1. You don't really care.
Well, I think Gianni will have to slowly start.
Okay.
Slowly start racing, because this doesn't look great, especially after that Divine Favor. There will be still 5 more mana to go through all those things.
I probably would trade here. It's kind of tough, actually. I suppose you presume the Ghoul's going to clear.
The Leroy.
And that's
lethal.
basically it.
Yeah,
That's lethal.
that's scary.
Doesn't even need to Divine Favor.
Yeah.
Oh man, Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, you can look at Treg, he's really happy about it.
Yeah, that's even more damage than needed. So xTracKyStyLe is able to defeat a patron.
Interesting, they actually chose to play the Blessed of Might when he didn't need to, because he's going to play this deck again.
Yeah,
Being
that's true.
serious, like you didn't see a Blessed of Might all game.
Well, you
so-
can actually expect it. This is an aggro. Like,
There's a
Leroy tells you everything.
There's a difference between expecting a card and actually having it confirmed to you, right?
Yeah, and on the list, like, because DzianyDruid is doing the notes as well, I
Yeah.
believe. That's true, but I think, would you not expect it, Tessin, like Blessing of Might, when you see Leroy?
I would expect it for sure, no doubt there, but like you said, there's no reason to show it if you can do the win, like BMing or anything. This isn't ladder. Like, the opponent is writing everything down, so there's no reason to show anything you got in
And
the
the thing
deck.
is as well, like what it will do, and I'm not going to say it's going to change the game and he'll lose because he showed him Blessed and Might, but it means that Blessed and Might is fresh in his mind, whereas he's just played a whole game that was relatively long for an aggro match because it was versus the patron, and not seen a single Blessed and Might. So he might just like not play around that at some point. But then showing it is just like, oh, okay, he has Blessed and Might. It's fresh in my mind. He's probably wrote it down, so now it's in front of him, and he'll start to think about that.
I would just agree with you guys there. I will not try to convince you that there is some psychological advantage with like attacking for 9 where your portrait explodes. But the truth is that the Paladin won, and now xTracKyStyLe still will continue with the Paladin, and DzianyDruid needs to defeat this aggressive Paladin. He still has a Shaman and a Druid. The Druid was the standard Druid, it was not an aggro one, and Shaman is obviously the face Shaman. How does those decks match up versus that Paladin, Tessin?
Yeah, this is a real tough one. Like, DzianyDruid just lost a game that was so good for him. Like, there was draws and a lot of stuff. We saw the game. But yeah, I believe he will switch into Shaman right now. I don't think the Druid stand a chance against a deck that's so fast, but
yeah, the
it's a-
Paladin can actually perform pretty well versus Druid because you run the double Keeper of Aldermen and Owls, so potentially 2 Owls, but more than likely 1. So like you just ignore the taunts. That's how you play that. You either reduce the taunt and kill it quickly, or just ignore it. And because there's cards like Blessing of King, Blessing of Might, you can actually trade up into a Druid of the Claw very easily and just remove it off the board and then carry on. And the second the Druid doesn't draw like a swipe or wraths early, then like you know you just steamroll them.
How does Shaman work? Like as a Shaman, you will be racing Paladin, and you will be going for phase early. What's the difference between the secret Paladin?
I believe one of the difference is that I spoke with DzianyDruid about it, and he's playing a more aggro version, like Totemic Mid, and he's playing a lot of defensive stuff, like Flame Tongue Totem. He fights for the board control. He's just not trying to one-shot the opponent or something like that. That is board control in this deck, and I believe he's gonna use that, and there's a big chance he will go Shaman now.
All right. I would like, from my perspective, I definitely would choose Shaman instead because of what Raven said. That this Paladin can be really deadly versus Druid. Does it run through Silver Champion? I believe so. Probably double. It's 8 damage.
The Paladin, it might run 1. Yeah, I think the thing is as well with the Shaman is that he plays. I'm going to get confused now because they both played Shaman.
He did play the Chucky version.
He's not playing Ellie Destruction though, right?
He's not. No.
Okay, because Ellie Destruction would actually be okay in this matchup because if you fall behind on board, you can wipe it and then just, like reset the game to a certain extent. But if he's not playing it, then that's something he doesn't have. But yeah, the Shaman's definitely the better pick.
For sure, and Shaman got Earthshock as well. We need to remember that against Blazing of Kings and of course a Blazing of Might. But
yeah, like even cards like Lightning Bolt can deal with a minion that's being buffed by.
Hey, Keeper of Aldermen, you can just Earthshock your own minion depending on what he removes.
Yeah, Leper Gnome opening. So Leper Nimsh is back. Back in
This is your favorite game.
Absolutely, I love the aggro decks.
And he's keeping a Rockbiter weapon. He's going for the board control.
Oh man, there's a possibility of Trog into Coin Feral Spirits. Yep, that's a pretty good opening. Pretty good opening.
Everyone sat there going, "Yep, this is known as pretty good."
Obviously, going for face Leper Gnome. Leper Gnome doesn't even know.
You know what I'm loving as well? How
he got
fast these guys are playing.
Yeah.
They're like, I know what the battle plan is here. Let's just lock it in quick.
Well, I know this matchup really well. I'll do it. Now I'm not sure about trading. You probably should raise, actually. Like, go. He's going for the Leper Gnome, but I'm not sure about it. Like, 3 damage to face is a lot.
Yeah, I would normally go for the face anytime, but since he's playing double Flame Tongue, and I know that I spoke with him before this game, and he's playing an aggro version and not rushed, I believe that's the reason.
Okay.
Yeah, and like you said, if the idea is you want to play for board, then you play for board every turn, right? It's like when you try and go half and half, you can actually get punished by that.
Yeah, but now there is a great board with there is a weapon and a lot of dudes. So how do you deal with that? Like, you can't really start trading now, and you have only 1 mana anyway this turn. So he will be forced to go for phase anyway, I believe. Just slam Leper Gnome and go 5 to face.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think there's not much other options with obviously such limited mana.
There's a chance he will go Abuser just to be sure he has the damage to the face. He can always use... okay.
So he's still going for the board? Well, if he goes Rock Biter, then he will trade into the 2/2, kill one of the 1/1s, and then protect his free one through that.
Well, there's still the weapon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think so. He just wants to force more damage by forcing the weapon usage out. There's even a chance that he might just bless. Oh, okay. Abusive now, but he could have even like Blessed of Might seemed okay, just to kill through the taunt and keep your tokens alive, because that's what they both want to do here. I think the Paladin actually might run a Consecrate as well.
Yeah,
so that might help.
It's 2 damage.
Exactly.
It bursts.
It hits face. Of course you run it.
Definitely. And is there a steady shot? Nope. But Shapeshift.
Oh, this is getting hard. Yeah, do you go for Shapeshift, or could you consider going for the armor up?
Shapeshift, man. You've got 2 charges on that weapon left.
Yeah, actually that's huge because you'll be able to kill
many minions with 2 health.
So DzianyDruid lost the board control that he was aiming for. What now?
See, now is the issue of this is when when people do run early destruction, it's really nice because you just reset the board completely. But this could still go both ways because the thing the Shaman has that the Paladin doesn't is just insane burst, like straight from hand.
Doom hammer.
Whereas the Paladin just doesn't really have that. They just rely on the minions, which is why they're both pretty aggressively playing for board here. So like it's still doable for the Shaman. I think he might not run Ancestral Knowledge in this deck. Because I know, was Chaki's version running it? I think maybe he either cut one or cut them both. So the card draw could be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned burst, but on the other hand, oh man, this is what he needed in a way, because it's actually not doing that much. Is he still going for Crackle though? Like I was thinking like what does he really need to win this game? There is Leroy, and he's already at 17. Doomhammer looked nice for a moment.
Yeah, this is interesting. So he's reducing the damage down a lot, but the issue is like he's just delaying Doomhammer by 1 turn feels really bad.
Yeah, but then Doomhammer what was Doomhammer doing?
Face.
And
then you top deck your second Rockbiter into some more, because you could like Rockbiter, Lava Burst, Lava Shock, Crackle, with the Lava Shock. Sorry. So there's potential to draw a lot of burn. Whereas now, I think he almost just has to equip Doomhammer, or there's just no chance.
Unless he gets a minion that's a bit better, like Totem Golem.
I think you just got to Doomhammer here.
Well, you can Lava Shock the 3/2 and play Totem Golem.
Yeah, and then you also can use Hero Power after that, since you will unlock 1 crystal.
Exactly. I think that's actually better. If you go for the Doomhammer, you'll be able to unlock all the crystals after the Doomhammer. But with Doomhammer, you just take 4 damage.
I like it as well. And there's no way he can get the ball control, but like he can outrush him, because he will take at least 5 damage every turn.
Doomhammer is probably the more play to win.
Yeah, the problem is the Paladin's going to spawn tokens every single turn, so you're going to lose if you try and do board. And also the Paladin's hero powering to gain 1 armor every turn, and potentially doing 1 additional damage every turn. So I don't know, it's a really tough decision. I mean, I don't profess to be an amazing Shaman player whatsoever, but I just feel like the only out here is to go into like Rockbite or Lava Burst or something. Like, I just feel like banking the Doomhammer now so you can do 4 damage every turn going forward.
Yeah.
Is going to be more worthwhile, because he's on 22. How are you ever going to kill him?
Yeah, I think like attacking to Juggler was correct, but then attacking into face was the second one was better.
1 off lethal.
That's really close though. And Doomhammer suddenly doesn't do that much.
Yep. The power of Leroy still around.
Well, he will have it next turn. I don't see a way to heal here unless Taunt Totem. Oh, do you get Priest Hero Power and a heal?
Oh, I would love to see that. The Priest or the Royal one.
So you Lava Shock as well, don't you? Because do you not want to Totem first?
No, not necessarily.
Why, you Totem for Taunt, and then you Finley, you Lava Shock to unlock the crystals, so then you can Hero Power again.
Oh, heal, Desert Heal. I think you Totem Golem, and then you Lava Shock, and then you heal yourself for 2. You build up board, and then you actually escape lethal here. So this might be the start. Like, now
the comeback's real.
Yeah, he needs a top deck. And he cannot really slam Leroy onto this board. Can he get it? Can he get 1 card that deals damage there? He just needs what?
Blessing of Kings.
2 more damage.
Oh, it's not enough mana. Blessing might.
Pilot Shredder.
Yeah, Shredder is good. And he's slowly chipping the health down.
So 3, 4.
Can Gianni actually come back on the back of
There's
Leather
still 12, so he can't top deck anything to do 12, and so he just needs to kill the Shredder, right?
Yeah.
Second Golem's okay. You just trade the Totem Golem in now. Play the second one.
It can
hope
be
to God for a 1 health minion. He's 1 off.
8,
1
9.
still.
Oh man, okay. And
he can't kill that minion.
Yeah,
because that's just obviously like, ooh. You go face, right?
Yeah, you have to set up for the kill if possible. Like if you get Rockbiter, how much damage can you deal? So this turn you deal 5 more, right? So you put them on
14. So with Lava Burst isn't, he needs Crackle, right?
He needs Rockbiter.
He's actually considering not attacking because he believes the game can last longer and he can heal himself up.
Yeah.
So he wants to have the weapon for the board.
Oh,
that's a dead card.
Feels bad, man. Divine Favor on no card.
If I've ever seen a dead card, that's a dead card.
That's a dead card.
The scary thing is this 2/4 is going to sneak in some damage along with the hero power, and there's no punishment, and there's no reason to play Leroy, I don't think.
Yeah. But then now he can kill it actually with the minion attacks and heal himself up again.
Yeah.
And maybe develop even more board. It really depends. Like this is the top deck war in a sense.
This could be nice.
That's fine, yeah. It doesn't even matter if it hits or not.
Yeah, this is okay.
All right.
Now, do you... So, say he survives one more turn, do you actually hold off on the Doomhammer in case you get the Rockbiter?
I guess you do, but still, let's see the card first. Is it now a dead card, or can he actually survive? That's
Still
enough, I think, right?
Oh, you can hero
8-9,
power.
yeah, he can hero power.
Sorry, yeah. You always forget about that pesky hero
Oh
power.
man, again on the back
Again.
of the Leroy. Yep, Leroy Jenkins, xTracKyStyLe. Ladies and
Druid
gentlemen.
hero power.
And now Gianni is with his Druid deck and Raven. How bad is that matchup?
Like, it's winnable. It's not like terrible, but the problem is if the Paladin draws if the Paladin draws relatively well early curve and the deck's so consistent because it is an aggro deck, it's got a lot of low curve. If
Yeah.
it draws the Keepers of Alderman or the Owl at a good time, if you just owl one Druid of the Claw that they've got out, sometimes you're just too fast then afterwards, and you can just stack up the damage so much. And you have burst like Leroy in hand, so I think it's favoured. I don't think it's unwinnable for the Druid at all. But the Druid needs to, as Gara would say, cheat, and just really ramp into something ridiculous, and the Paladin not have a quick answer to it.
All right. Tesson, how do you see chances of DzianyDruid at the moment?
Yeah, it's of course not looking that great since he's behind, and he will have a really bad matchup the next one for sure. But if he can figure something out with a good wild growth into a party shred or something like that, there's hope. So I believe he just needs to have some good draws and consider his play, and there's a chance he can take the victory.
And if that happens, he will actually face the Hunter deck. And how would be Druid versus Hunter?
Like, Hunter is for sure good against Druid, but right now Druid is, I would say, just a better class. And if you look at the Hunter list, there are some Kazan Flare cards that's totally useless against the Druid, so I believe it would at least be an even matchup.
Okay, so DzianyDruid still has a chance to come back, but it will be tough. He needs to stop this Leroy Paladin that... if it wins, it's a really good charging Leroy because it will be worth $1,500.
Yep, pretty good. And hasn't he won both games with Leroy now?
Yes.
No,
Golden Leroy got what it takes.
Golden Leroy is always in your hand when you need it.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a great charge minion. And it's so cool that it's actually playable in Hearthstone from the very beginning. Because, again, in World of Warcraft card game, it was good in the beginning, but then it just faded away. And I feel like even after rotation, we will still play Leroy.
Where did the Leroy character come from, Nimsh? Story time with Nimsh.
Oh, story time with Nimsh?
Yeah.
Unless Tesson knows. Do you know?
Oh, I saw the video on YouTube, like someone
there we
in
go.
Playrog is just screaming, Leroy! And then he just went full ham, pulled the whole thing, and everyone was screaming at him. Yeah, something like that. I think it's a good story.
Pretty
That was
much,
basically
yeah,
the
that was
story.
pretty
That's
much.
basically the
Story
story.
time with Tessin now. You've been observed, Nimsh.
Yeah, I'm you know, that was a good story. I
Yeah, that
enjoyed
was
it.
exactly right. So, just interested in case you knew that or not.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's good that we can ask Tesson for those things.
Yeah, it's important to know the important things about World of Warcraft, and that's for sure the best thing ever.
Absolutely. I think it brings a lot of flavor to the game overall. Like, if you look at the cards, if you know the background, you can get much more experience and
You just
overall
appreciate it.
satisfaction.
More.
Yeah, absolutely.
You appreciate the design. A lot
Yeah,
more as
definitely,
well.
definitely. Okay, so can DzianyDruid actually get back with the Druid? He in the interview he said it could have been Gianni Warlock or Gianni Shaman.
Yeah, he doesn't even like Druid. He just did he just roll a 9-sided dice? I was like, yeah, done. I'll just pick-
9-sided dice.
I'm sure you can get 9-sided dice.
I don't think so.
Sure.
Well, you can get a 10 and just maybe not use one
Yeah,
side.
just ignore the one, the one roll. That's fine.
You haven't played many RPGs in your life, haven't you?
I'm sure somewhere exists a 9-sided dice, Nimsh. I'll find one.
Okay.
One day.
For the next tournament. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay. Deal.
Okay.
I'm well gonna make one. It's gonna be really weird.
Okay. So Druid versus Paladin, and there is no steady shot. What happened? No steady shot. Shapeshift was actually pretty useful before.
Yeah, I like Shapeshift here for sure.
I think Shapeshift feels good, but the problem is it's just way more useful versus the Shaman than it is versus the Druid.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was gonna say Ping might be okay because it sort of does the same job, and you can like just ping off the much higher attack minions as opposed to just having to
attacking
face
into
tank them. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't want to do that, right? The one armor isn't gonna negate the 4 or 5 attack from the minions that much.
Also, you can go for taunt with Fire Blast.
Yeah. Just ping face till you win.
So, Tesson, how do you evaluate the hand from Druid? Do you think this is the cheat hand, or is it just...
Nah, it's for sure not the cheat hand. He's missing Innovate, he's missing Wild Growth. Like, his hand was fine if he could coin out the Wild Growth turn 1, so he could go to Shade into Keeper. But now it's taking 1 turn extra, so I believe he's considering Wrath a 1-3 minion just to stall the game as long as possible to draw something that can change it.
Yeah, it makes sense, because like we've seen this minion buffed before, and Finley can be really deadly overall. Just a deadly Murloc. He doesn't look that deadly, doesn't he?
No, he's a gentleman. He's friendly. He just helps the guy who put him in the deck.
He's
Right?
just friendly, going to you and slapping in the face for 1 damage and just going back.
Yeah, but he does it with style. I mean, he's got a monocle on, man. What more do you need?
And it looks like he has gloves as well, right?
Yeah. Or he's just got orange hands. He's a Murloc,
Yeah,
right?
he does orange hands. Okay, so Paladin overall, so Druid doesn't have the great hand, but this hand is good enough, at least for now. There is Keeper, double Keeper and Swipe, so Druid should be able to deal with this kind of board with the aggression and stop it. And it's important that, Keeper will be amazing versus this to silence. But there is also Ancient of Lore to heal back later in the game, and even Thorison if you need a big body. What about Paladin though? Like, there is a lot of burst for Paladin, and a very important Keeper of Ulduman as well.
Yeah, the Divine Favor was huge actually, and just being able to refill the hand, because before that it was looking a bit dicey. But this is huge. I mean, you have the Keeper of Ulduman, like you said. You know, you've got all the options. You can go into Shredder this turn, which I really like, or you can just bank the True Silver actually, which would be reasonable. You're sort of open to Swipe Face, but the True Silver does so much work next turn versus like a Druid of the Claw or something like that.
This is a tough choice, because if you go for Keeper, you are more resistant to Swipe, but on the other hand, Keeper is so good versus Druid of the Claw.
Yeah, I think you keep Keeper. You keep the Keeper. Just to deal with taunts. Like, that's pretty much all you're bothered about. Or, you know, if the game comes to it, you can just reduce down a Dr. Boom to, you know, like reduce the damage that's going to come out from the Druid. But mainly taunts.
I like the Wrath into Coin Swipe. Tesson, what do you think?
Yeah, then I would go for the Swipe first to see what's happened. In worst case scenario, it can be a 4-4 minion, and I believe he need to play for winning and not for not losing, even though this is a really tough matchup for him.
So would you like to Swipe first or Wrath first?
Swipe first.
And why is that?
This will give him more damage in a way, like the chance of coming another minion in, so I believe that's the way to do it. But yeah, that was a Flame Tongue, so he got more damage this way.
Okay. And now just following with Lotheb, but he lost the board and Druid is still at 22, so not that threatened.
Yeah, and the good thing now is this is where you see the power of Keeper of Ulduman versus Druid. There's a 5-5 on the board that can't really be answered. The 1-1 Divine Shield, and you have buffs in hand like Blessing of Might. And you can just kill whatever he plays this turn easily. So what? He's got 3 mana left, so he can buff the 1-1 maybe. Oh, okay.
Yeah, buff the 1-1 as you said, and now with the 3 mana he can either go for Master for Battle because he's seen Swipe.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if he was actually going to Keeper the 5-5 and Blessing of Might the 1-1 to kill the 5-5.
Oh yeah.
And then just kill off the 2-3 with the Lothar.
That's probably better.
I think the reason he stopped is I think he's just realised there might have been a better play there.
Well, he's playing so fast, right? And sometimes it's counterintuitive to actually change your opposing minion into a 3-3, and that would be so much better.
Yeah, because now he has to do this, and he didn't. Like, I mean, it's the same thing overall, I guess. So it's not a major issue because it worked out the same usage of cards, but maybe just the way I thought of it differently. Just reducing, it's naturally reducing down the enemy minion as opposed to leaving a Thorison as.
It was confusing for a moment, right?
Yeah. We all got stuck there. But look at this pressure on the Druid. He's on 17. He did get the Emperor tick, which is pretty important. Especially because he's now got some quite cheap cards in the form of like the Keeper of the Grove only being 3, the Wrath being 1, which is pretty big. And he does have the Druid of Claw as well, but there's so much more damage, and there's True Silver and Arcane Golem still in hand.
Yeah, 8 damage on hand is really huge.
What about actually Savage or this turn Druid of the Claw? Was there a play like that? Not necessarily, alright.
No, I don't think you gain enough. I think the Druid of the Claw has to come down in Taunt, and you just have to hope there's no Owl or something like that. But we can see it'll be dealt with.
I really consider going for the healing here, because then your next turn you can go Druid of the Claw and Keeper together.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. Because if you go Druid of the Claw, you'll have to shapeshift and attack into the Divine Shield to play around the second Blessing of Kings.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, there's a Fire Blast waiting for you, so I'm not sure about charge.
I think when you guaranteed to get it pinged off next turn, it feels bad. But even now, he does go in. He takes additional 2 damage heals for 1 with the hero power, of course. But now, we're probably just going to see the mini-bot go in with the weapon. And then I just... Are you that bothered about Arcane Golem yet? I don't know.
Yeah, he could also go for Muster for battle first and then equip the True Silver. Follow up with Lebanon.
And then DzianyDruid will need the second swipe, because how do you deal with all those pesky 1/1s?
Yeah.
For sure, a second swipe would really be game-changing right
And the
now.
Lepinome's actually insane pickup. Just because he can play it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
just any one drop would have been brilliant there. And the Lepinome's even more so because it's guaranteed 2 damage.
So is this a swipe?
He's already used 1, right? So odds are low.
Living Roots.
So he can't. And this is the issue with like what you said about the previous play. Of now his curve looks really weird. Like he can't really, you know, like Druid of the Claw into Keeper of the Grove might have done a little bit better then. And then you get the heal previous turn from the Ancient of Law.
Yeah.
You can't really draw, right? Like if you draw, you
No, you
have
can't really
to
play anything. Well,
you draw into
you need
innovate
innovate
swipe.
swipe, yeah, but you know, come on. It's like
Is he if he thinks this game is over, he probably will go for that.
Yeah, you
but-
need to play for winning and not for not losing, for sure. But
All right, he's going for the heals, not just like innervate into swipe would be so.
Do you actually live
Impossible.
in roots for the 2 1/1s here? Because like it doesn't kill the 3/4. If you kill the Lepinome, well, it's doing 2 anyway, right? And then there's no point living roots in the 1/1 because you can hero power. Whereas the 1/1s will actually trade quite well. In
Yeah,
the
you need
next
to
turn.
respond to this at least. How much damage is there incoming? There's 5 plus 8, 12 damage.
Yep.
16 actually, 17. It might be crazy, but xTracKyStyLe is just missing 1 damage.
Yeah, because he can ping as well. Actually, yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
And
so-
the odds on drawing 1 damage in aggro
Wait,
deck
no,
pretty
he's
high.
not missing
no,
1
no,
damage.
no.
He has it lethal because
Yeah.
he can ping Leopardome, so he basically
okay,
has.
yeah.
oh, let's see if you see the play.
Yeah, now he can ping like the new
This-
Leopardome.
Right, and this is where like it's ultimate pressure. Do you see the ping Lepinome? Because sometimes people aren't used to playing with Finley hero powers, and you just forget about things you can actually do.
Oh man, xTracKyStyLe has lethal.
Can he see it or not? That's the question.
Oh my
He's
God.
counting damage. I think he sees it. He's just counting damage. So
He's repeatedly poked
Yeah.
for that Lepinome. So
yes,
maybe
it's like
that's it.
Leopardome 4, and there is like 3 with this. It's 7, and it seems like he got it.
Sometimes your mind just goes ping face. Like, let's
Yeah.
see, because some, you know, like, it's kind of obviously it's a misplay because he could win instantly if he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Or
Well, he knows. It seems like he got
he's leaving
it.
ping till last.
Yeah, he got it.
there we go.
With
Wow.
the ping of Leopardome, xTracKyStyLe is the first person. No, he's not. He's
Second.
the second. Actually, yeah, because I wasn't casting the previous one. Yeah, I messed it up. But xTracKyStyLe is advancing to the final, which means that we have a double Romanian final on the Romanian ground.
That's crazy. What are the odds actually when everything was open qualifiers as well?
Exactly,
That's pretty nuts.
So, and both have different play styles because xTracKyStyLe is really aggressive with his decks, and then Moody is really control based with he's running Zoo. But I always like
But
imagine Moody
his
being-
actual style of play
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
very like trade into minions constantly. I'll just never get pushed back and like never lose in terms of from an aggressive stance. Always
Absolutely.
just play safe.
Well, so that Leroy, that Leopardome ping was worth $1,500.
Yeah, good work, Lepino and Finley, of course.
All right, so we are here with xTracKyStyLe. First, congratulations. You are the finalist. How do you feel?
Foarte bine, deoarece am ales un jucător foarte bun. La 1-0 m-am temut că o să pierd versus Patron, deoarece avea match-up favorabil versus toate clasele mele.
So he's feeling very good, and he knows that he defeated a very good player, and he was a little bit scared when it was 1-0 that he was going to lose.
So how happy were you when you defeated that patron deck, finally?
Patron deck e un deck care poate să învingă toate clasele mele și, cum am spus mai devreme, m-am temut că o să pierd, dar am dat 2 top deck-uri foarte bune.
So he was a little worried because he knew that Patron deck is one of the decks that is most likely to overpower his own decks, but he worked it out.
Okay. Guys, do you have any questions about the matchups?
Just one question. So what made you pick aggro paladin versus like the secret paladin everyone's been running so far?
Agro Paladin mi se pare un deck mai bun decât Secret Paladin. Cu el am jucat foarte mult, am ajuns top 30 Legend și am jucat mai multe meciuri și am mai multă experiență cu acest deck.
He answered that he is just it's a deck that he's more comfortable with. It's a deck that he managed to reach rank 30 legend, and overall he just likes it more than Secret.
Cool.
And a question about your Shaman deck. You're running Lightning Destruction. Is it really working for you?
Da, elementul discreție mi se pare foarte bun versus Petran, versus Zoo, versus Secret și am ales această carte contra lor. Deoarece știam că toți vor veni cu aceste deck-uri aici la turneu.
He anticipated that everybody would bring those decks, and he knew that it would be a good counter strategy.
Okay. And that Leper Gnome ping that you did with the Fire Blast, it was worth $1,500. Do you understand?
Da, în prima oară nu văzusem letala, dar am numărat mai bine și am făcut.
At first glance, he didn't notice it, but then he recounted, and it worked out in his favor.
All right, that was pretty impressive. Really good aggro power, and you won 2 times on the back of the Leroy Jenkins charge, which was also pretty nice. Any final words? Like you are facing Moody in the final, so 2 Romanian players facing each other on the Romanian grounds. That has to feel great, right?
Da, și anul trecut a câștigat tot în român și anul ăsta la fel. Moody, îl cunosc de mai mult timp pe Moody și mi se pare un jucător foarte bun, dar finala e deschisă.
Romanians have won big tournaments in the past, and he also knows that Moody personally, so everything is okay.
Okay. So do you have anything to say to Moody? Like, I will defeat you?
Da, sper să înving pe Moody și știu că va fi greu, dar are și el Patron Warrior și asta va fi foarte dificil.
He's a little bit scared of the Patron Warrior, but he's very hopeful and hopes that he will put in a good performance against Moody.
All right, that's really cool. So guys, no more questions from you?
No, I'm
You're
good.
good?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so again, congratulations on making the final.
Mulțumesc, mă simt foarte bine și sper să o și câștig.
He thanks you, and right now he's feeling great and really hopeful that he will win.
All right, and Tessin, thank you so much for joining us on the casting couch. It was a pleasure having you. And Raven, we will be here for the final, so get ready, and you guys get ready as well, because we are almost ready with the final match after 3 long days. Qualifiers, Swiss part, day 2 single elimination, top 16, top 8, top 4. We are here with 2 great Romanian players. One is representing aggressive style, one is representing the controllish style, the peaceful style. Who is going to be the PGL Tavern Tales champion? You will know after the break. Stay tuned.